A lot of that comes from the mental game, how motivated they're gonna be, how disciplined they're gonna be. If you're not tracking, you can't really see or feel. They have some of them, they didn't even have an idea what they're lifting, how much they were lifting at the start. After I started presenting this data and celebrating these small achievements, that was way different. One lady approached me and she said, "Sveta, you build a whole community here in the gym. Like a lot of people came through you because of you." So they ask about it. What are you training? They're doing half of the job for me now, like in terms of motivating. Did she came? Why is she skipping? The client called me and said, "I just want to sleep." And I was like, "Okay, I'll take that." Like it was the most honest, at least.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Tariq Munir, and I'm the founder and CEO of Enhanced Fitness and Enhanced Tech. Enhanced Fitness is the largest supplier of personal trainers in the GCC region, and Enhanced Tech is one of the most successful softwares globally for personal training, utilized in some of the biggest gyms around the world, such as Crunch Fitness, UFC Gym, and InShape, and many others. Sveta, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm thankful that you made it all the way from Abu Dhabi to here.
Pleasure to be here.
What inspired you to become a personal trainer? Was it a passion? Was it a specific purpose? Or was it just boredom?
Should I start from the really early start and how it started?
Wherever you feel like.
So I was sprinter for 10 years, and last year of my competitive career, I started researching my own. I wasn't happy how I was doing with my own trainer, and there was preparation season where I decided to train on my own. Okay. And I went so deep into it. I actually contacted at that time the guy who was holding a world record sprint. I was watching his videos in a slow motion, analyzing the whole race into deep details. And I started doing literally my own research, because I believe that methods back then were kind of not updated. Trainer was old school and everything, and I believe that I can do better.
Okay.
And so I started really that deep research for my own. End of the season, I improved dramatically. Okay. It was dramatic, really dramatically. So this is how I started that way, And then while I was training, I wanted actually to make some improvements, physical improvements. Mm-hmm. Because, all these sprinters, they look nice and muscular and everything. I was still teenager, but so then I started researching the fitness, and I was where I can learn the best way. It was to read about the fitness and journals, magazines, whatever was available. My dad had some book also that was very old. He was generally going to the gym. So then I started just researching more and more and more. And, when I research something, I really get obsessive about it. So this is how it started.
So if we zoom in from there, and let's say you started the career, and now let's talk about the first 2 or 3 clients that you've had. Give us a disaster moment on. I know every trainer in the beginning has some disasters in the first few training sessions.
I mean, it wasn't really a disaster, but it was a bit kind of that uncomfortable, I would say, experience. Still, I'm not sure. Good thing is that I did practice for free, obviously helping friends and people around. So, but still, when it was first paid session, it was definitely a bit awkward. I still remember that client, and we are still in touch.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
the very first client.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, we made the result. She's still kind of training. She's fit. She moved somewhere in Asia, but it was quite a good experience. I didn't have the really bad ones.
If you think about the clients, and they are describing your training style in 3 words, how would the clients describe your training style?
Simple, strict, and fun.
Nice. I like it. Simple, strict, and fun. What do you think was the primary reason that you were able to build a career out of personal training? A lot of trainers think about personal training as a side hustle or a part-time job. What was the key component that made you make it a career?
I mean, I definitely wanted to be in my career, so I was always going that's the path I chose. So there was no other way. I in the first year of studies, like my dad and my grandpa are mechanical engineers. Dad had a company, and I was actually doing that well, honestly. Like I guess I was talented. I wasn't putting much of the effort,
Okay.
but it was just easy for me. And after first year, when I completed the first year, I was in like top 20 students.
Okay.
I just switched to the college for sport.
Okay.
And I was like, no, I don't want to pursue that. Like I saw the life of these engineers was very stressful, very, I was like, I would like something that is, healthier and better. I found it nice being, around the gym, around exercise. That part to be my job actually.
So there's a difference from, having that part as a job or having the passion for it and making that passion translate into actual financial income, because at the end of the day, you want your job to be paying you well. What do you think are the main reasons that you are successful to generate a good income for yourself from personal training?
I take my job really seriously in terms of like organizing my schedule, respecting my clients, following the programs and everything what is part of our job. That's one of the reason, and maybe I would say the main reason, my approach to this. Like it's in terms of the job, it's like it's number one.
So explain to me more about your approach. We understand it's simple, strict, and fun, but what else makes you successful in your approach?
I give them results what I promised them.
Results.
I'm gonna give, yeah.
So setting expectations.
Yeah.
And then delivering.
Yeah, absolutely. I always set a bit lower expectations that I know that I will achieve, even if there are some obstacles, because there are always some obstacles. There are never perfect conditions. Sometimes just the clients, they can't commit perfectly. So I take all this into consideration and I give them something that I know that I can provide.
I'm trying to break down the process.
Yeah.
So you're setting the expectations. When you meet the client, how do you understand how to set the expectations? Because there's that first interaction where there's a big variance between one client and another in terms of history, performance, maybe injuries and all that. How do you move from that to setting expectations?
So basically, there is definitely experience plays a role in it. Like sometimes I can assume a lot from just meeting and getting there, what they were main obstacles in achieving their goals previously. A lot of that comes from the mental game,
Correct.
like not just physical. Physically, we can all obviously achieve our goals, but how motivated they're gonna be, how disciplined they're gonna be, and how patient they're gonna be through all this process. So I try to present it to them all from the start, like how long it might take. They need to be patient, that we're gonna have obstacles on that
So
road.
you help them see the journey.
Yes, the whole journey.
Okay, you kind of like, here's where we are today, here's where you're going to be in the future, and that's how I'm going to get you there. It's great that you have your methods of like simple, strict, fun. I like that a lot. But how do you control the people's emotion? Because at the end of the day, some people just have problems committing. Some people just, kind of end up canceling a lot of sessions. What is your key practice to help people commit and help them kind of take this seriously on their end? Because in the beginning, you can't show them results. It takes time to get them.
At the start, I like to let them visualize these results, like just to feel how it's going to feel being there.
How do you make them visualize the results?
Through that small talk, like it's going to be, the life is going to be easier or better. Or, depends, of course, what the reason why they are there. People come for a really different reason to the gym, and why they want to be fit. There is still different reason. Sometimes it's health, sometimes it's just confidence, sometimes it's, they've been fit before and they lost it over time and they just want to get back to feel younger, feel better. So I try to, make them visualize and feel how it's going to be when you get there again. Other than that, how I keep them accountable, I would say it's, they're always updated on our program. What's next, which block we are working in now, so
okay, so let me stop you for a second.
Yep.
Our program, explain to me, what does that mean? What is our program?
So we have the long-term, short-term program. and I always keep them updated.
So you're talking about the workout design.
Yes, yeah, workout design.
So how you design the workouts based on the expectations and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then they're aware where we are at the moment, and we always have some kind of. I always try to give them some tracking, some goals that we can track, trackable goals, right? So they can see actually it's happening. It's not just okay. I saw myself. I think I look better. I think I'm stronger. No, everything is kind of. There is a data, right?
Okay.
I mean, so they know.
You use the software. You use tools.
Yes.
To keep them kind of visualizing.
Yes.
You don't leave it.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things I believe personal training as a business has a potential issue with is if there is no tracking of the data. A lot of people forget that 6 months ago.
Absolutely, they really forget.
Ago, they couldn't do one push-up. And now they're doing 35, and they start taking that for granted. So
yes, that's absolutely the case. I saw that. I mean, it took me also a couple of years to realize when I started. I wasn't really tracking, and there, like when you have more experience in the gym, if you're not tracking, you can't really see or feel. They don't. They have some of them. They didn't even have an idea what they're lifting, how much they were lifting at the start. Like they had no idea. I had the idea, but not them. Which, for them, they just felt like a routine. They will come to the gym, do workout, leave, and, But after I started presenting this data and, celebrating these small achievements, that was way, way, way different. And then...
I like that, celebrating the small achievements. How do you make people celebrate their small achievements?
I mean, look, I want to make them understand that, like, achievement is... I tell them from the start, achievement is that you came here today.
Is it about weight loss or?
No, overall depends on the goals, getting stronger, weight loss, if it's maybe some mobility issues or any kind of rehab, like I try to make it clear for them, like from the start, achievement is that you're here today. Like maybe took you 3 months or 6 months or a year or 2 years to come and start training. So today you came and you approached me and you are interested for a training and maybe we did the first session, got introduced to. That's already achievement. You know what I mean?
No, I love it. I love it because you're breaking down the process for them.
Yeah, like even in the small, because of technically they are achievements. Because some people, they're struggling just to get in the gym for a month. They're thinking about it and looking for excuses. So the moment they decided to join, that's already achievement. With maybe changes in the meal plan, like, okay, this month maybe they weren't the best, but it was way better than the previous month. If they had this month, if they had 20 good meals, that's definitely achievement compared to the previous few months or years.
Okay, starting to get there. I want to go back to where you said it took you a couple of years. So what happens in those couple of years? And do you feel that that's the journey for personal training to realize, or that was just a factor of when you started and now there's a lot more tools, there's a lot more data, there's a lot more, software capabilities to accelerate that?
Yeah, definitely. It helped. Nowadays it's way easier. When I started, I was doing most of this through the paper and then Excel. I was creating like the diagrams in Excel and everything. But honestly, sometimes it would just take so much time and I wasn't also doing it, the best way. I was struggling with that part and I didn't actually understood the importance of it, to be honest. Like I was doing it, some experienced trainers told me that it's very important to do it, but I was like, these people are just like regular people who just want to come to the gym, get fit. Like, why do I need to track all this data? For them, it's not that important.
So sorry, I'm gonna take this and then zoom in on the importance of tracking and software utilization. So how do you feel the software helps you currently in managing your business?
I mean, definitely we have the clear plan there and something that we can also present to the clients. For myself, of course, it just makes it simply easier. I mean,
you're talking about the program design.
Yes, yeah. Okay. Honestly, now I can't even imagine working without it.
Yeah.
Like, I swear, I don't know what I would do. Like, obviously, I would get my own tablet and do it still. Like, look for a software that, like, I can't imagine doing it without it, to be honest.
What about the session bookings, advanced bookings? Like, so if we try to zoom in on the elements that help your clients stay motivated, help you keep track of your business. So where do you feel like advanced booking sits in there?
Oof, that's very important. Like I always try to book as much as possible, like the whole month. As you said, first because of the clients. They know most of them. They have already fixed schedule, which makes it easier for both of us. And then, of course, if there is some kind of cancellation or anything, we can still fill the spot somewhere or give them another day. It's not like we're gonna book session after session. No, we book the whole month from the start. We know what we are expecting, and if there is something unpredictable, in 90% I manage to cover it. Like it's very rare that I would like completely miss the session. That's so rare. Like that session is just gone. It's not gonna happen this month.
Speaking about cancellations, tell me what's the worst cancellation reason you've ever heard from a client, or the funniest?
To me, funniest was like, I just want to sleep. The client called me and said, I just want to sleep. And I was like, okay, I'll take that. Like, it was the most honest, at least. Like no one ever, they usually would come up with something. This was like, no, I just want to sleep. And I was like, okay, go ahead. Like,
And how many sessions do you try to have your clients do per week?
I would try to keep them 3 to 4 sessions.
Mm-hmm. What happens if they do 1 or 2?
It's like just that progress gonna take so long that they will lose motivation. They will, they forget. I'm telling them, you will forget who I am, like by the next week, like it's just not gonna work. And sometimes I even tell them, okay, ask our trainers around, they know each other. Ask them, how many guys you train? Why do I train 4 times? And why other trainers? Even if we're just trying sometimes to maintain the shape, still I try to fit honestly, for me, sometimes I have busy week. I would like to train once or twice,
Yeah.
But I still do 4 workouts a week.
You feel you follow the advice that you actually give to the people. Yeah. It's not like just advice, but you're not doing the actual work.
I wouldn't feel like even that my personal program has been just maintenance for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. I still do 4 times.
If we want to speak about consistency, we now understand we're talking about 3 to 4 sessions per week in order for the clients to continue to be motivated, for them to get the results, all that. How about the very first session? How important is that very first session? You spoke about setting expectations and all that, but there's so much more that happens in the first session.
Yes. Yeah.
There's the ice breaking, the chemistry, what are some of the things that you think about really, really hard before you start a first session with somebody you're meeting?
Honestly, before my main thing, what I do at the start is just listening. Listen, and try to get their why. Simply, like why they're here.
Do they know their why all the time?
They don't know, but I figure it out for them, literally.
Okay.
Like I feel that is part of my job, because some of them, they are feeling lost, and I can actually find why they're there by just listening to them.
Okay.
What they're looking for, what they need, what they like, how they would like to train. How they imagine all these things. Then I present to them, like I try to shape it a bit to fit their needs, but also there are part that we have to do because it's part of the program and the way to bring them to their goals. Like I can't work just the way they would want me to, but I try to be flexible as much as I can to make it more comfortable for them. It's important to make them feel comfortable. That's for sure. Like general environment and with you, and to open up and to tell you what is.
Explain to me more about how do you make them feel comfortable?
For example, like sometimes I would have the ladies who never been in the gym, and that whole environment. How I listen how they describe this. For me, of course, I don't see it that way. But you need to look through their eyes, like. To the training, to the diet, to the gym, to everything. Like I really try to put myself in their position. Like ladies, she's telling me like, I feel uncomfortable, all these big muscular guys, and like, she thinks that they're looking at her if she's lifting the 4 or 5 kg. And I'm trying to tell her, no one is actually looking, like everyone is doing their own business. And I try to explain that in nice words. But like, maybe I will take her somewhere in some kind of more quiet corner, not take her in dumbbell throwing area. Or, take on the side, maybe bring some equipment. So we start doing there. And then sometimes they meet people there or see some of their colleagues and, build some kind of maybe small community.
I like that community part.
I've been working on that a lot.
Really?
Yeah. I actually built a whole community in the gym. And recently, one lady approached me and she said, Sveta, you build a whole community here in the gym. Like a lot of people came through you because of you. And that's really big thing.
So you introduce your clients to each other.
Yes.
And you help them. Do they end up motivating each other as well?
Oh, yes. That plays a big role because now they're asking me, did she train? How much she lifted? What did, any kind of accomplishment? They're hanging out even privately.
But what if that makes the environment more competitive?
I mean, competitive in a good way.
Okay.
Right? Good. I mean, like, they're different age, different gender, different goals. Like, so it's hard to be competitive in that way, like, I don't know, I guess just they have their own goals, but they're celebrating each other's, like, achievements.
And do you have like a group where you keep them all, like a WhatsApp group or something? That's nice.
And they really, many times they hang out actually without me, or just few of them go for breakfast, lunch, or make the gathering together, some activities.
So they even enforce good habits.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Outside of the training.
Yeah.
And
so they ask about it. Are you training? They're doing half of the job for me now, like in terms of motivating. Did she came? Why is she skipping? Like everything is that. I think that's really, really important and helps a lot.
I want to talk a bit about communication. So I hear a lot of trainers saying that relationship and communication is everything. And, results don't really matter. I understand that there's a big part of the equation, which is around the relationship and the communication, but do you feel that it's so important that it is more important than the results, or how do you balance those two together?
Both are 100%.
Okay.
There is no 50, 40, 60, 70. Honestly, both are 100%.
Okay.
Like, okay, results, I mean, their day at the end, I can motivate them. I can, make them enjoy the session and everything. But at the end, if they don't have results, we can be friends. Everything can be great. They can enjoy my time with me. But at the end, they're paying me for results. Okay. So results has to be there. On the other side, to make them, people have stressful job, lifestyle here is very fast. Not much socializing during the week. So I've tried to, I want them to enjoy also that time there.
Okay.
So in terms of communication, it needs to be clear. Like, even if you're good with someone and you have good relationship, you don't want to have any kind of misunderstandings. So clear communication, understanding definitely of their needs, of their lifestyle. I mean, like when I said their lifestyle, you have the guys who are single guys who can really commit to the gym. They have then moms with kids and work, and they're trying to work around that schedule. And of course, I'm going to be more flexible, and they're trying to come like at any cost. So like that's it's important really again to understand how is it from their perspective.
Communication has multiple avenues.
Yeah.
There's the verbal communication when you're sitting with them. But I feel, and again, I might be wrong about this, that some of the most dangerous communication happens over the offline channels. So messages, reminders, the trainer forgets to send a reminder for the client, messages the client at inconvenient times, doesn't think about what they're typing in the messages and doesn't put a lot of effort there. Client ends up misinterpreting the intention of the message. Sometimes you might be talking about a certain, commitment to, let's say, your food or something. And if you're not careful of how you're positioning, if you're making the client feel guilty about what they ate, and especially with messages, because people cannot necessarily hear the tone of what you're saying. They might be interpreting things in a correct way. So speak to me a little bit about that.
Yes, that's a good point. So I personally, any kind of deeper conversation that, for example, messed up food, I tell them, okay, we'll speak when we meet. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't try over WhatsApp sometimes. So as I said, the part of the strict, they know that I'm strict, and they already feel guilty by approaching me and telling me, I messed up this week. And I see like they're feeling like bad about it. And actually what I do in that point, I never put blame on that. It's going to be fine. Like, we'll fix it. In a couple of days, you will go back to your regular weight or habit, or, it's normal couple of days. If you had 28 days of great keeping on the track, nothing going to happen. I make them actually extra comfortable in that moment.
Okay.
But they already feel actually guilty when they approach me, and I want them to know that they can approach me and tell me. Sometimes I share and tell them, I went out this weekend and I eat this, I shouldn't have. They realize that we are also like humans, and that way I make them comfortable, and that I think this is what helps in this case. So
you keep the sensitive topics not for WhatsApp or text messages.
Absolutely.
If it's a serious conversation where there's guilt or remorse or something like this, let's talk about it. And then when you actually see them, you don't come and
Yeah, exactly. I always always keep this in person, because then I know that I can manage the conversation better. WhatsApp, as you said, it can be misunderstood, and I don't want them to feel like they already feel guilty. Me putting top pressure on them not gonna do any good.
How important are reminders? Like, how do you feel that it's efficient to have a very solid system of reminding all of your clients of their sessions? And how do you do it? Do you do it the day before? Do you do it an hour before the session? How do you?
They are important. Now I have the group that already has been coming in a fixed timing, and for a while. So with them, I don't. Sometimes I just may send some kind of motivational message, not even we have a reminder, we have a session, but are you ready for tomorrow or something like that? That works. Some of them that I know that they might forget, I will even sometimes send them just more funny message, and don't forget tomorrow, if I have a session. They were like, oh yes, sure, of course, I'm coming. But I like to interact with them at least by end of the weekend, or present maybe the whole plan. So this week we are these days, they have it also written on WhatsApp. Some of them, they don't check the app. Even that I always encourage them. We have booked sessions there, you can check.
Yeah.
But I still prefer to remind them.
Okay.
In maybe sometimes gentle way, especially if people are they're with me for 400 or 500 sessions, and I don't need to send them official message, Hi,
so it's
clients.
Basically the lifetime value of the client that determines if somebody has been for 400 sessions.
Yeah,
they don't need to be reminded.
Yeah.
But if they're still in the first 10 sessions or 20 sessions.
Yeah, definitely. It's better to.
How many active clients do you have usually per month?
I keep usually around 14. Okay. Around 14.
What's your advice for a trainer that is stuck at, let's say, 7 or 6 active clients?
I mean, they need to find out why they don't have more. Do
you think it's possible to run a business with 5 or 6 clients?
In theory, yeah. In some theory, no, not really. Not really. I mean, without 10, we can't be a personal trainer. There's some part-time job. It's not really enough
income.
Yeah,
under that.
Exactly.
And then when you, let's say, you have 2 to 3 clients who traveled and you need to replace them, what do you end up doing?
I mean, I manage. So I'm always depends on a trainer goals for trainers' personal goals. Like how many sessions would you like to do, or how much income you want to make. There are different approaches to your goals. Obviously, I would say my goals for to work less and to earn more. I mean, that's not rocket science, right?
Yeah.
So what was my way there? My way was to become a senior trainer, first step. A second step, to actually reduce number of clients, but to make sure that they're training more. So I was increasing number of session over time with the clients, instead of just getting new clients.
And then how do you feel that there's a tough conversation when it comes to renewing kind of sessions or payments or any of that? Or do you feel that that's really part of the equation?
I make it kind of casual, like not shouldn't be tough. Like,
as long as they're getting the results.
Yeah, as long as they're getting like every other service that they're paying and they're renewing, you know, like they might feel okay, they might feel, oh, I need to renew my car, you know, sometimes if it's not the best month for them, but they will just do it like anyway.
It's an investment.
Yeah,
in their
it's an
health
investment.
at the end.
And if we're talking about, that's why now they know, like if we have some kind of promotions, and then we buy larger package, save on it, you know, like try to plan also that ahead.
Okay, I got some rapid fire questions for you.
Go ahead.
Cardio or weights?
Wait.
Best pump up song?
Oh, I started listening to the music recently. It's so bad.
Okay, let's skip. Do you prefer early morning clients or late night
very
clients?
early. Very early.
Okay. Pre-workout, a fan or not really?
Not big.
No?
Espresso and water.
Okay. Gym selfie game, cringe or not?
I feel a bit too old for that, even that I'm not. I don't know, like I feel uncomfortable.
Look, this has been very insightful. I really like it. I think I learned a lot from what you've been telling me. For context, you know, we are filming inside a gym, so every time you hear weights,
oh yeah,
dropping on the floor, this is the area that you spoke about that intimidates others.
This is our office.
It's been great to have you here. And, you know, I wish you more success and a long-term career with us. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.